Here is the Spiral Jetty by Robert Smithson. It was created in 1970 and it's considered an earthwork that has some similarities to the other earthwork piece we learned about, which is the Great Serpent Mound in Ohio. So, a background. First, it is a site-specific location. So Robert Smithson picked this specific site to create the Spiral Jetty. And Smithson is going to manipulate the raw materials that are found on the site to create this earthwork. And it's considered a monumental sculpture. And so this is going to be made a spiral, which is a shape naturally found in shells, crystals, and even galaxies. And he made this artwork by dumping 6,550 tons of rock and dirt off dump trucks, and then he's going to gradually pave a spiraling roadbed out into the Salt Lake. So this is in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's part of the Great Salt Lake. Smithson was part of a larger movement of artists who questions art's necessity to be included within a gallery or within a home. So he wanted a piece of art that you could touch, walk on, be a part of. And that's really unusual for most art pieces. I mean, they're usually telling you to stay far away from art pieces in museums. And so this is something he wanted. It's 1,500 foot stone and earth platform that spirals into the Great Salt Lake in Utah. Has like the width of it is one vehicle wide, the earth mover that was used to haul the dirt and make the work possible. Now, he intended to create it and then just leave it alone. And because of its enormous size, earthwork projects need collaboration with other artists and workers. Like, he could not have done this obviously by himself. And that is a similarity to the Great Serpent Mound, which would have required a community effort. Also, with the earthwork, he would have had permits, community approval to be involved in something that's a permanent earth product that is in Utah, and obviously heavy equipment. And then with this, artists don't earn money from this artwork. It's considered a service to the community, and many contemporary artists believe that earthwork should represent harmony in nature and humanity. So with this piece, I mean, it's been on for 50 years now. And sometimes the Salt Lake will experience drought, and sometimes it will be more full. So there are times when you can't hardly see it at all, and there are other times where it is fully exposed and you can walk completely into the middle of the Great Spiral Jetty. I've had a couple friends who've actually gone here. It's a little away from the main areas of Utah that you would go to. Like it's 2 hours away from the ski resort, Park City, Utah, and so it's not super close. Like, it's definitely a day trip to go. If you're staying in Salt Lake City, it's like a drive to get there. So but anyway, it has been submerged for quite a bit of the time, and then appears during drought seasons. And Smithson sought to illustrate basically an ongoing dialect in nature between constructive forces that build and shape form and destructive forces that destroy it. In this case, it would be flood and drought. So let's see. To Smithson, the salty water and algae of the lake suggests both the primordial ocean where life began, and then also the Dead Sea. That's the salt content is so high that it killed anything that lived in it. And unlike modernist geometric forms, the spiral is a dialectical shape, which is concerned with or acting through opposing forces. That is the perpetual coming and going on things. When Smithson was done with this, one of the things he ordered is that there were to be no maintenance done on this work. So he just wanted it left alone and just let the forces of nature and see what happens to it over time. And today it is covered with crystallized salt. Unfortunately, he was never really he wasn't able to see much change with his creation because he died just 3 years after it was completed in a plane crash. So let's see. So this piece is definitely, if you guys are going to get this one in particular on an essay, it would probably be in comparison to the Great Serpent Mound would be part of it. It'd be a great piece to compare and contrast the intent of the Spiral Jetty and the Great Serpent Mound. I'm trying to think what else it would be involved in. But again, earthworks and the Great Spiral Jetty, if you ever get to Utah, it's worth the day trip.